All right, let's try this again. I made a couple of videos so far today, and for some reason, they're not getting published. It has something to do with YouTube and also these solar flares and geomagnetic storms and stuff we've all got going down right now. Uh, it's quite interesting because it's happening with the whole internet. Everything's screwing up right now, and that's gonna keep on getting more so in the future. Last videos that I tried uploading, I was talking about all the things that have occurred since the May 20th Palladian solar eclipse, and then after that, the Venus transit, the lunar eclipse that occurred on the solstice, and then most recently the cardinal alignment. So that we're having some pretty major astrological things coming down, and it's really affecting everything. I guess I'll just go ahead and repeat what I had said in the previous videos, because it's amazing what's coming down. Because everything that's going on exterior is an exact replication of what's going on the interior of all of us as we are purging and enlightening ourselves and increasing our frequencies to the next level, and all that old darkness has got to come out. And what's going on with the collective of humanity is directly, it's reflected in what you see in the world, in the media, and actually not even in the media. The media's not telling the story, but you see it going on in the world. And for those of us who are very in tune with all the events that are happening, we can see that reflection. It's pretty neat. We got military exercises going down in St. Louis right now, and they're centered at Cahokia Mounds. I don't know if you guys remember me telling the story about being in Hopi Land and popping the energy dome that was above it that kept the vortex energies from flowing in Hopi Land, which actually kept the frequencies down. And it took about a year to pop that bubble that was above it and allowed the vortexes to activate. We had already activated all the vortexes around, and many light workers have been coming to the area doing that. And when I first started doing it, I had no idea about everybody else like Drunvalo, and Keopele, and many others who actually were called to do vortex activations and ceremonies in the area, and turns to find out we were going to the same places and on the same paths and same route and everything else. And so that's pretty cool. But the one we couldn't get done is Hopi Land, and that took from 2010 to September 2011, and then by the 11/11/11 gate activation, we had popped the energy dome and the vortexes were activated. And then all of Arizona seems to be a giant vortex now, and every place I've gone since has seemed to be part of this vortex. But anyway, the guys who I was just with at Mount Shasta on 11/11/11, we're doing ceremony at Cahokia Mountains, and that is where the military troop movements are right now. The Dark ETs were trying to patch Humpty Dumpty in Hopi Land, where we popped that energy dome. They couldn't do it. Now we've got the Illuminati and the military doing their maneuvers at Cahokia Mountains, just out across from St. Louis. And there's a big pyramid there very few people know about. It's buried, and that's what's under Cahokia Mountains, and it makes Giza look small. And then last year, a lot of people heard me doing all my reports on the HARP activity in Chihuahua, Mexico, where the crystal caves at Chihuahua, which had been open, and people were actually going down in and filming, around the crystals and stuff like that, and then it was getting flooded back. They were using HARP tectonic technology to try to disrupt those powered up crystals that were down there. And so this is all Illuminati. This is what the Illuminati has been doing. They're trying with the Cardinal Cross that just happened. I think it's 2 days ago now. As we've gone into perfect alignment with that, one of the things that so many of those of us light workers that are doing astrology are all saying is, as that happens, the old dying political and banking and controlling elite of the planet, they're going to be struggling to maintain control because so many people are waking up right now. They're going to do everything they can to issue in the New World Order and to make a one world government, one world currency. It's Agenda 21, United Nations Agenda 21. They've been trying to depopulate the planet, blah, 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 blah. That's what Fukushima was about. It was a planned event. And it was very definitely tectonic warfare that was aimed at Fukushima. And all the nuclear power plants around, if you notice, they're on fault lines and right next to floodable rivers. And they're all owned by the Queen of England. Do your homework, do your research, and follow the money. You can see where it all goes. And it goes back to the Rothschilds, it goes back to the Rockefellers, it goes back to the House of Windsor, it goes back to the Bushes, Carlyle Group makes all the depleted uranium, follow it back, it goes back to George Bush, 41. Oh man, and Dick Cheney, the guys that were doing Star Wars for Reagan have now come out. The top dogs that were doing Star Wars for Reagan are coming out now saying that Cheney is the number one person involved with 9/11. And that was another planned event. All these are planned events. And so the whole thing's a hoot. And the whole thing is actually a reflection on the exterior of what's going on with all of us on the interior. And all this chaos that people are feeling as these planetary alignments and galactic events are happening and the frequencies are increasing, it's a purging that's going on. And it's purging within people as they are waking up and remembering their God selves and enlightening themselves by activating their chakras. And all that duality has got to cease. The old battles between the luminary and the Illuminati would fund both sides of the wars. You know, they'd fund the Germans in World War I as the same that they'd fund the English and Americans and everybody else. They funded both sides, and that's what's been going on for so long. And it actually helped increase our technology. It helped us get to this point in society that we are technologically in right now. And so they did their job and they did it well. And, you know, it takes both polarities to experience duality. And other luminaries like me have been here holding the light the whole time while all this was going down, hoping that we weren't going to blow up the planet and have this world be totally annihilated like it was in Atlantis, Lemuria, Mu, Maldek, and all the other previous worlds. So we've done that, but as everybody is waking up now and we're having the spiritual revolution and all these astrological events are coming down like that spiritual rock crusher that I was mentioning before, going ka-chunk, 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 and it's just pulverizing us to release all the negativity and refine the gold that's within us. As all this is happening, we're seeing a direct reflection on the external, and that's what's going on right now. Just like our own egos, our egos do not want to release control when we shift from our head to our heart. And that's exactly what's going on with the Illuminati right now. The Illuminati are like the manifestation of the planetary egos. And they don't want to release control. They want to hang on at all costs. So we're seeing those last death throes. It's almost like a dinosaur that He's gone down, but he doesn't know he's dead yet. and he's kicking. If you ever have messed with snakes or something like that, and I don't like to say this because a lot of us value life now, and I look back at some of the things that I did and kind of go, that might not have been so good. But if you ever chop the head off a snake, the snake continues wiggling for a long time after it's dead. And that's exactly what the Illuminati is doing right now. And you see it with the banking systems, you see it with everything. As far as what's going on in Europe right now, we've got Spain, who has just followed the Italian lead, and any cash transaction over $2,500 is now illegal. You've got to do it by credit card, and the Illuminati gets 4%. And so it's going on globally, and they're trying to lock everybody into a single currency system. And they're not televising the events that are going down. It's just like what has just happened in the past few days in Mexico City. You've got the largest protest ever globally occurring, and it's not on the news. We've got here in Arizona where one of the most humanitarian oppressive laws are, and they're being upheld by the Supreme Court, and the people don't want it, but the lawmakers made it, and the people don't want it, and they're protesting, and they're saying they don't want it, but the lawmakers are and they're really legal makers, because if nobody's getting hurt, you haven't broken any law. You have God's law, which is the real law, universal law of karma, law of way of being. You've got the laws of physics, but then again, on the other side of that, everything that man is making, those are legalities. So we've got a whole country of legalities going on down here that is all dealing with maritime law, admiralty, British admiralty maritime law, and those are all legalities, and they really don't exist. That is the illusion. And if you say, okay, I'll play by your rules, you're giving up your rights and allowing them to become your rulers. And that's what's going down. And so many people are waking up and going, Nick, we're not having that. And when they start activating, they become untouchable. Then the Illuminati and all the people in control, they lose their power. But you've got your 3D people that are still supporting them, paying their taxes, being good consumers, buying, trying to have more and more stuff. And that supports the beast. Biblical revelations, it's the beast. It's that's the 666. 666, one of all barcodes that trade internationally and has since George Bush was there in 1992 and made it all come to pass. So, this is the history. Interesting thing that just happened yesterday, the Japanese government's just passed a law that will go into effect by October 2012, where anything that has copyrighted material, say like a news broadcast. You cannot post news broadcasts on your YouTube site of Fukushima events that the news broadcast was in Japan. If you do, if you're Japanese, then, and you don't have written permission that you can support the posting of that news with, then it's a $25,000 US dollar, it's in the yen, but equal to $25,000 US dollars and 2.5 minimum years in prison. Now, isn't that nice? So they're trying to say we can't talk about Fukushima anymore. But you know something? There's always a back door. There's always a way around this. We beat your butt, Illuminati. Now surrender. Call it quits. We want our planet back, and we're going to have our planet back, and that's what we're here to do. So get over it. Go away. Surrender. Anyway, it's happening. This is all the 7 years of tribulation. And it began at the Blue Star Prophecy in October, November 2007. Or if you're 11/11er, it began June 2009. Either way, it doesn't matter. We've got 7 years of tribulation, and then things will start calming down again. We're just at the halfway point now. Anyway, I'm just about out of this video time. Let's see if this video will post, and we'll go from there. This is number 3 this time. If it won't post, I give up for a day. Love you guys. Bye.